Hello, welcome to my craft room with Rhoda. Today we're working on an ephemera holder. I saw Kyung Shotwell do these on her Everything Envelope series, and I really liked it. I am going to change mine around a little bit, you know how I do, go rogue, but I thought you might like to see what I was doing. These are just two regular size envelopes. I think they're considered a legal size, 9.5 by 4. And I took and used Victorian Velvet Oxide. And I went around the outside edges because we're going to use some of this really beautiful Stamperia paper. And we're going to cover these. And we're going to also use it to make pockets and little tucks and stuff for all kinds of ephemera. This will make a great little present. It could be used to be tucked in an envelope, a journal, I'm sorry, that you may be giving away. You could be handing it out with the journal, and they could use all the ephemera in it as they see fit. Now, I got some of the papers from this, the Flower Alphabet, which is just beautiful. And I think I cut some pieces off of this page. It's got the beautiful little bird nest. I think I cut some off of this page. I was trying to go for the pinks and the pretty. You know how it is. And this, the House of Roses, is the other one. And I think I cut off of this one. I don't know if you can see it. With the trellis and the birds. And I may have cut off of that one too. Yeah. So you try to find you some papers that will work with each other and that you like together. Now, what Kyung did, I think she turned hers around this way and put it together, but I'm going to go in this way. I'm going to probably need to glue this. I might wait and do it once I get it in there. Well, I don't know. Let's try it. But I kind of did this type of step in my my envelope journal. At the very beginning, I wanted to flip out, and this is similar to what I did there. I have a few little goodies to show you today, sometime in here. Sometimes at the end, sometimes in the middle. I just, I don't know when I'm going to show them to you. It's just a whim. All right. I don't know that I need to have them that close together. So this may be working fine right there. And let's see. As long as they are together. Even with each other, I should say. I think that's going to have to do. I think it's down. It might have to just do. I'm a little off, but I don't think it's going to hurt a thing. Because this beautiful paper is going to take your eye away from anything that's a little off. So that's always a good smoke screen. you do a beautiful paper and it takes care of any little problems that come along as you do this. Now I'm going to have to re-ink a little bit along this edge here because I wasn't quite sure what was going to show and what wasn't. We're going to go ahead and refold this and retrain it so we have fixed our problem. A little troubleshooting. Oh my goodness. Okay, right there. That's where I need to ink. I thought this color went really well with what I'm working with. It goes great with anything vintage, Victorian, along those lines, because it's just it's a beautiful shade of pink. It's not a pink, It's got a little bit of another tone in it. Kind of dulls it down. So that should take care of this problem. I'll check my inside, but I think my inside is fine. I just got to remember what all my little piles over here are for. Yep, I think we're good. I didn't ink that. So let me ink in here. I do have a fix for this area in here. I'm going to just leave these two big pockets wide open. They're going to be for like some large journal cards or tall tags, things like that that you might want to put in here for your recipient. So I think we're good. I think we're good. Now, sometimes you might want to get in here and glue down the little loose parts of your envelope, just for your sake of mind, I guess. And I'm not exactly sure how far my paper is going to come down here to actually cover that for me. That's why I'm doing this. Gotta figure out which way to get in there. There we go. And this last one. All right. I hope everybody is doing excellent today. Excellent. It's a pretty day. It was a little chilly yesterday, but I think it's quite nice today. I have this little piece that looks like it's one. Some of your envelopes you just have to watch. They kind of go over that little edge. And I'm going to just trim that little bit off like that, because we don't want it hindering anything else we have in our fold area. There we go. Now, what are we doing? Okay, so I wanted to have a flip out. And this is probably going to be the time to put it in here. And I decided to make it a flip out because both sides are so pretty. And I don't want to cover them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this is just like a little extra strip. I'm going to put a score line right down through the middle. And it's going to make a hinge for me. So let me do that. Phew, I'm telling you, that sciatica kicked me in the butt because I just can't get back into the groove, it seems like. Now, with this piece that's going to flip out, I want to round my corners. Just the two that's going to be on the flipping end, I guess. Well, not the flipping end, it's on the outside end. This is going to be our flipping end. So, let's get that turned. Am I going to go with the pink? Yeah, I think we're going to go with the pink side out. Just because it doesn't draw your eye away from the pattern on the flipper piece. Okay, so with the way we want to do this, we want to have that part that's going to go down. And then this part is going to go on here, or actually it'll go under. Because we don't want it to be seen. Now you could use score tape here if you choose. I'm going to just go ahead and smear me some glue on it. I need to get me some of that art glitter glue. Everybody just raves over that stuff. And I started out with Elmer's when I first started doing greeting cards. And it takes forever for that stuff to dry. It has so much water content. Everything I had to put under a book because it would, like, you know, bow. That's not the way to go. I feel sorry sometimes for these European ladies. I wish they could get some fabric tack, because I know that would solve the problem. I was trying to think of the same issue if I go down and I do any classes at the shop. I've been thinking about it. So I kept thinking, oh my gosh, I can't buy them, each one of them, a Barely Arts glue. That stuff is expensive. So I come up with the idea trying to get little bottles of fabric tack. It does the same thing, works great. It'll hold fast. So that might be the way to go. I'll just have to find it. Maybe on Amazon. They'll have a bunch of little bottles. Okay, that part is done. It goes up this way. It flips out that way. I might want to try to erase my line. You can see in here where I put a straight line. Sometimes I'll cut because my shaver over there doesn't do a good job. So if I want a clean cut, I'll cut it with scissors. Alright, then we'll go in here and do this side. Well, poot. The pink side's not going to be seen at all, is it? I did that wrong. Well, there's a hint for you. You have to work out how it's going to lay and what's going to show before you glue. But both sides are beautiful on a Stamperia, so you can't go wrong. Alright, let's try to get as close to our edge as we can. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is a lot of reason why you want to ink. Just so you don't have to worry about those edges unless you like white. If you like a white clean look, there's a lot of people that do. That's fine. It works for your aesthetic and your eye, and that's what we want to do. We want to craft to where we like it. All right, my next step, I believe I was going to put this as a belly band on here, but I'm doing it creatively. I'm going to do it at an angle because I wanted to get the birdie, and I wanted to get him right. Now, he was the birdie on the top of the page, and I had to cut that piece off. So that's why he's here in this position. So I'm going to just cut that piece off. And I can do some circles or something out of it. I'm going to trim this just so I don't have to deal with that pencil line I made. And we're going to stick him on here just like this. And I believe I went up to the corner. I might want to go a little under since I've rounded. And we're just going to do the edges of our page to put it down. I didn't have a belly band in here, so this will work for any tall, slim pages. Like you might want to give them, a lot of people are doing those pretty French pages, you know. You might want to put some of those in your ephemera folder. Oh, it slid, sorry. You might want to put those in your ephemera folder for your recipient. There we go. I messed that up. It went sliding. So we want to make sure, yeah. And we're going to burnish it too. There we go. So anything you put in there will slide right down. And you can put the tags in here, all kinds of stuff. But isn't that pretty? We're not going to worry about inking all of these. I just wanted to ink the envelope. So if you would choose to do your edges, go right ahead. It's not going to hurt a thing. All right. Now, the piece here that I have to cover this part is going to be this. Now, what is that? It's bowing a little bit. I don't know why. Let's retrain it. Sometimes you have to retrain your paper. There. See if that helped it? I think it did. I'm not sure if I pulled that a little tight or not, so kind of watch that. Now here, I want to put this down here. It's going to cover most of this page, but I still wanted you to have access to the pocket. So I'm going to probably put it over here right next to the crease for the flip. Right there. And if you wanted to cut in a little bit, it depends on your envelope, what kind of an opening you have there. But I'm going to just put that down just like that. See how pretty that is? Now, so we don't mess up, we're going to figure out where our line is and kind of go across here. Then we're going to follow our edge. Because if I was to glue the whole back side of this piece here, uh-oh, that would be a naughty. that would not do well. Okay, so here I'm going to do the two sides, three sides, and then we'll do a little bit of the inside, and that should take care of that for us. So I can kind of imagine it being that shape. All right, now I'm going to put it down. Try to get as close to my crease as I can. Try to get centered as well as possible with a little bit of your inked edge showing. Oops, I went a little high on that one. And that one. Okay. And then rub it down. Make sure nothing squeaks out the side. Okay, now what I thought to do, if you don't want to cover any really pretty images, you would want to go with vellum. So I'm going to put this little piece of vellum down here at the bottom, and I'm going to go with just the edge. If you had little tiny tickets, little tiny tags, tiny journal cards, anything like that would work great right here, because they would get lost in your big pocket here. So that's the purpose of putting these extra little slippy places in here. Like that. Slip it in. All right. And then I thought to do this down the side. I should have done that first, but oh well. We'll just kind of tuck it in. Maybe I can still pull it up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can cover that. All right. I messed up on that already. You know me. I'm always jumping ahead. But we're going to glue the edge of this, and this is going to be like a side tuck. I want this page to be not only pretty, I want it to be functional. So that's what we're doing. And we're not going to glue the bottom edge there because we want it to still be able to work with the little tuck on the bottom. Okay, let me get as close over there to the edge as I can. There we go. I'm going to tuck it under. There. That works. Okay, now I just got to put my bead of glue back in here again to put this back down. There we go. And see, it just recovered where I ripped it up a little bit, so I didn't have to worry about losing my pattern. All right, push all that down. The good thing with Barely Arts is it doesn't ripple and make your page edge look bad. In other words, you know. Now see, this is what I wanted it to do. It's just going to hold in little things that you want to tuck in there and hold. It could be little circles, anything. All right, I think that side's done. Then for the other side, what did we have planned? We have this planned for it. And I was going to put little pieces of vellum up through here to be little holders. This was the other piece where I cut that little, he was over here on that strip. So he come in handy because I needed something down here in this corner. I didn't want to hide my butterfly, so I cut it. I might have to cut it off just a little bit more. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and just glue this all the way down. I don't want it to be, you know, stuck up or anything. I got a plan on the outside for something to go underneath a strip of paper like this. So just hang on and I'll give you another idea. All right, this is here. Go along our edge. And then here. There we go. And then I'll do my little bow to try to avoid all of that opening. Goodness gracious. I need to get on to working on some of my Build-A-Journals. I have not done any of those, and I need to. I wanted to put those in the shop, and what they're going to be is just a blank journal. It's a journal that, and I'm going to have little pieces of ephemera that I'm making that will go to the shop, and they can put it in the journals. Whatever their taste is, you know, what they can choose to put in there. All right, let's see what this looks like. Yep, I need to cut him just a little bit more. Cut him at a slightly different angle there. Oh, yeah. All right, this is going to be like a little corner tuck. And if you liked this side better, you could always switch it with Stamperia. You don't like one side, go for the other. They're all gorgeous. I've got this one called Province, and that's one of my favorite packs. I bought two, and I think I did something with one. And I've saved that other one, and I can't remember if I'm going to try to make a journal with it. I've got a craving to do a purple journal since that's my favorite color. Who else likes purple? Raise your hand. It's just a pretty color. That's my sister's birthstone. Mine's blue. She's February, I'm March. But I like blue too, but purple's always been my fave. I don't know why, I just have an affinity for purple. All right, we have another little pocket we're putting up higher. So we have all kinds of little things that can go in here as well. When you do some of these ephemera folders, all you're leaving are like big pockets. But, you know, there's a lot of little things out there too you can use, especially words, phrases, things like that. People, they need those as well for their journals. So you might think of that when you're building one and you're thinking, oh, I need to give them some phrases. And where can I put those? Because they're going to get lost in like a pocket like that. And so I think our inside is done. I've got different type of pockets in here. We have a side tuck. We have this one. You can use it like that, or you can go underneath both of them and go down in there. We have a belly band over here. I want to go in that belly band. I got it down good. Okay, and then we have pockets over here. We have a side tuck, and we have a pocket here, and we have a pocket here. So, and one last thing I was going to show you on the inside. Okay, I thought to put a piece of paper or something in here, because you can see it's like white going down in there. And I wasn't crazy about that idea, but I didn't want to put a piece of paper in there. I couldn't glue down totally. You saw what we had an issue with over here. So I thought, let's get some pretty vellum. This is pearlescent vellum. See how it kind of shines and sheens? It is translucent. You can see through it, but we don't need to worry about that because, oh, and I need to cut it down a little more. It is to go in these pockets, and it's going to give you 2 areas to tuck stuff in. Not only will it, you know, kind of cover up the ugly, well, it's not exactly ugly, it's just not colored. Oh, sorry, I'm off to the side trying to trim this, and my paper got off track. Okay. All right, let's, did I cut it straight? I don't think I did, but that can be the end that goes down in there. And it's easy to take out as well. You're not going to have any worries about anything sticking to it. Look there. So the way this is going to work, what did I do with my little card? There it is. Okay, so the way this is going to work, you've got a place to put something in there and in there on both sides. See, yeah, okay, let's put that in here. Plus it gives you something pretty, like a little pearlescent sheen. There we go. Yeah, that's another use of vellum. You don't even have to glue it. it's in there. All right. Our outside. We're going to fold up our birdies. I do not know what I did to that birdie, but he is not wanting to go down good. All right. Now, we're going to put a policy closure on this baby, so we don't have to really worry. It's going to be shut. All right. So, I chose this one to be my front. I got this thing about these little birds. I love these little birds. So this is going to be on the front. We are going to glue it all the way down. I believe this is the one for that. I think. Yeah, the back one I'm going to do something with. I had to remember which way I was going there. All right. Or actually... Actually, let's do it like we could tuck something in it from the upper side here. Yeah. Yeah, let's do this one. We'll put the one on the back all the way down. Sorry, I had an idea. I didn't know if I wanted to do both pieces or just the one piece. So this one we're going to glue down to where you can tuck something in to it as well. I'm going to make the line around it really nice and large because I want it to hold down well. Oh, shoot. If I can get my glue line straight. But I also need to let them know that it is a pocket. So am I putting, yeah, I guess I'm going to put me as close to the center as I can. It looks like it. All right, so they know that that is a big pocket. So we're going to put a birdie down and have him centered as possible. There. Let me wipe my outside edges. There. Now, because I love this bird, and I love that it's postcard, my idea for here was to make a vellum pocket as well. So you're going to be able to see him, and you can tuck him in, and he creates two different usages. It is really hard to get on the edge of this vellum, I'm telling you. Oh my goodness. Well, my meteoric rise in subscribers it's kind of slowed down. I don't know. I think they only like that one video I did. I'm just not sure. I do have a lot of wonderful comments that people leave me, so I really appreciate that from all you guys, whether you're subscribers or not. I just appreciate it. It gives me a little feedback on what I'm doing right. and nobody's been, you know, mean. Everybody's been wonderful. I'm so surprised. It's a hard field to be in, you know, with crafting. Really hard. They do like to see new things, but there's certain things that they like above all others. All right, if I if I glued that right, and sometimes if you think you glued a little bad, you get that card in there and you wiggle it around, and it loosens it. It's going to put a little bit of give to it. Or you can always, and don't try to pull it up though, you can put your bone folder in there just a little bit, but sometimes that does more harm than anything. So whatever you're going to glue down, stick it in there and wiggle it, and you'll get a little bit of room and give. Now this is what I intended for this to be, another big, and I'm going to glue this one totally down, so it's not going to have any usages. So if you was wanting to open this without taking all of those large items out, you can. It's going to be usable. So that was the purpose of only one being glued down, to be a pocket. Yeah, this one's going down all the way. So we're going to go ahead and get that one down. So I'm going to try to follow my guidelines and see what everybody likes. Thus the Stamperia, because it says a lot of my viewers search for Stamperia projects, and vellum projects and envelope projects. So I got it well-rounded here, baby. Well-rounded. I've got it all covered. Oh, goodness. All right, let's get this rubbed down nicely. This page or piece, since it's basically the back, is just for pretty. Now, you could get in here with more vellum. You can get in here with even a little side tuck of sorts, just so you're not going to be hindering your pieces here. Now, you could even put like a circular kind of thing here, and it could be a tuck. I might do that. Let's see, what do I have? Well, I have this. I've been using this little card right and left, but I wonder if I could do that. I didn't want to cover up any of my words. So it's going to be, now this is on the fly, I didn't even have this planned. So if I go right there, I'm not covering up any of my words. I'm going to mark it here. Can I see that mark? I don't know if I can see that mark. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Let's tuck him in the front. That's where he belongs. And see how well you can see the little birdies? You can still see them. So, and if you had white or clear, that would do just as well. Now, I'm going to go with my X-Acto knife. Yeah, my X-Acto knife and my ruler. Sorry, I had to jump off for a second. All right, where did I leave that? There we go. So it's here and here. I doubt if I need to even line that up. I can do it like this. Now I'll have that pretty little piece for something else. Who knows? All right, now what we want to do is like a circle here. And sometimes if you have something that's circular, you can kind of use it to trace around. Like we're going to take that and we're just going to trace around it like a 1/4 of an inch kind of a deal. Now if you had something right on the money, good, you've got it better than I do. I'm going to have to just kind of fiddle with this a second and make sure it's nice and straight. Let me get my trimming scissors. There we go. Get in here and trim just a little tighter. There. Now I'm even with the top. I've been watching some of my shows, well, my favorite movies, I should say. The Day After Tomorrow. Oh, that's always one of my favorites. And then 2012 has been on lately. You ever notice that sometimes they'll just have all these shows on that are similar? Like, I was watching Contagion last night. I am going to ink this one just a little bit, so it'll stand out a tad. So, I watched Contagion, and then there was one on before that, Outbreak. That was it, with Dustin Hoffman. So, I guess they have these times when they think that the world is coming to an end kind of situation, so they'll show you a bunch of that stuff. Oh, isn't that pretty? That works very well. So what we're going to do is just come down. Try not to spit glue everywhere. Make a big, nice, strong line. So it's going to hold well. But it'll be enough for a tuck. There we are. We made that useful. I'm going to try to get it as centered as I can. There. Now my example's gone that I've been showing you with. Oh, where's my birdies? Here we go. So, once that dries down real good, all you're going to do is you can tuck something in there. It doesn't have to be big. If you cover your stuff, it's on the back, it's okay. I mean, you're going to see it again. So, sometimes when it's a big semicircle like that, okay, I'm going to leave that out for now. You do want to give it a bigger glue line. Like I should have gotten a little more in there. Let's see if I can. See if that helped it. Yeah, the bigger it is, the more, and it's, you know, it's not a sturdy, very sturdy paper. It's sturdy enough, but not for what I want it to, its job to be. Yeah. Okay, so we got all that done. Now we want to take some of our little scrappies here, and we're going to make a, what do I call them? Policy closure. So just in case you get a lot of goodies in here and it's kind of squishing and expanding and that kind of stuff, we're going to make a policy closure. So we're going to take 3 layers, and this is punched out of a 1-inch circle punch, and these are just extras, like in between some of the tags, in between some of the journal cards. I got the pretty pink flower off the back because the back doesn't have much to it. You're just wanting to layer up enough to make it a nice strong little piece. Okay, I'm going to put the glue on the back of this one, and then we're putting an eyelet in it to finish it off. Yeah, this one little piece here, it almost was a circle, but it didn't quite make it. At least the one piece did. So it has to be in the center because it wasn't a proper circle. All right. I'm going to whip a little bit of pink on the outside edge just for you know what. Just so we don't see that white. All right, there we go. Now, I think we don't need any more glue. We're done with the glue. And all we're going to do is take some equipment and make us a policy closure. Oh, I do need glue. That's right. Wraps. I'll get it out in a minute, because what I need it for is, and what color do we want to go with? I'm going to go with gold. I think that's gold. Maybe that's copper. That's what we're going with. Yeah, we'll have to glue down our policy closure after we get done. Now, we are memory keepers. Oh, what do you call this thing? It's got a name. I can't remember it now. Anyhow, we do want to mark our center. It's going to be almost in the center of that flower. I'm eyeballing it. I don't think I need to worry about the center police getting me. All right, so there's that. And there's that. Yeah. Then I need it. Ugh, I need to trim that. I don't know why my chomper doesn't chomp well. It has an issue. There. That works. All right. Now, we're going to go in the center with that. Just so we have a center, basically, for the piece of... Well, wait a minute. I need an extra piece. Hold on. Sorry, I hadn't done one for a while. So anyhow, I got one more little piece for the back. That's the part that will get glued down. So let me get in here and punch out that. Then we're going to put the eyelet through all of them. And then we're going to set it. Okay. Did it do it? Yep, did it. Looks good. Now we got to put our extra little hole in this one. Okay. Set our eyelets. And we will be done after we get it down. There. Yes. Okay. Now, we're going to put our eyelets right here. One on each side. Get my glue out again. And we're going to glue this back side. And the reason I needed that extra piece is, see, I've got the place for the string. That was the issue I had there. Well, I'm going to be covering up part of my ivy, but oh well. If you wanted to be very creative, you could have found a piece of ivy and had that as your top there. Okay. Get that down real good. You want to do the outside edges really well because you don't want that string to inadvertently go in there. So we're going to make sure we're in the right spot. There we go. I'm covering up my words. Oh, crap. Oh, well. We have other words on the page. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. I like that part about the grain of sand, though, because that was in that Lara Croft movie. All right, we're taking a piece of elastic, little thin elastic, and we're going to find that center. Go get in here and cut us, or tie us a knot. And that's all we're going to need. I was going to use a piece of tea bag string, but I didn't know if that would hold as well. Especially if you need to get in here and really put some pressure on it. There we go. Now, all we got to do is go around here like this with our string. And we have our little birdie that's going to go on the front. He's going to hide the eyelet. I mean the policy closure. There we go. And then we have our flip out. And we do something with this page if you wanted. You could almost have like a little, it depends on your pattern, but you could almost have something up here that's its upper tuck. Let me show you a couple of the little goodies that I just got done with, and then I'll let you go. But I worked on this yesterday. And I'm going to post the video here Tuesday. And this was a cracker box, a saltine cracker box. And it was my Think Outside of the Box challenge. And the safety pin was the prompt. But I had gotten back in here and made a closure for it. I put like a little thing right here to close it, to keep it closed. It's going to almost be like one of those things you sit on your desk. But it has all these little pages in it that you can write on, put pictures on, put anything on. There's a few little pockets in here because I had extra pieces. You can see the little pockets right there. But it was a little cute idea. I mean, it took a whole cracker box, so you didn't have to take that to the landfill. But I had a whole video on that, if you wanted to see that. And this is how it looks. I have a little bead angle. And then I have my ephemera folder, or my cluster folder, I think is what it's called. It was Tina at Shabby Dabby Doo-Dah, and I took all these ugly papers I wasn't going to use, and I filled it with all of my little goodies. This is a two-sided paper clip right here that wraps around your page. I have all these clusters, and I can rip them out as I need to use them. This was like material. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But you can get in here and you can rip around it. So you put it on a piece of paper that works with it. And then you have, see, I can't use that. I don't, unless I had a grandma journal. But these were just like scraps of paper that I used paper stapler and stuff on. These are more paper clips up here. More paper clips. They're usually at the top. This has a little dangle on it with some bulb clips. But that's about how it turned out. I have plenty of room. This is a big paper clip here. But I have plenty of room. Now here is a birdie that goes in. Now I had a camper. I can't remember what I did with my camper. I might have to find that and put it in here. But that's about as far as I went. See, I still have half of a book to use. So I may have to find another reason for those back pages, because I can't see myself doing that many clusters. But anyhow, thank you. I hope I gave you some ideas. Give me a thumbs up if you like what you saw. And everybody have a great day. Goodbye.